get real-time Secretary of State data. So we offer real-time, as in whatever reflects on the Secretary of State, we are going to have it for you. We can even get screenshots. So that data will be there available as screenshots, documents where it's available, officers where it's available. We're gonna get all the data that you can get from the Secretary of State. We can get it. We have integrations into all 51 states. And when a business registers, when they start, they have to register their business. And the Secretary of State tracks things, especially, this is what most people want, is things like the status, like is the business in good standing? And this is to help them assess risk. The big things they're looking for are fraud. Is this business real or is it not real? We went through and we did a research project where we wanted to find all the different statuses that exist with the Secretary of State. We found 402 different statuses in all 50 states. This is kind of a big deal. Let's say that you, as the savvy commercial underwriter you are underwriting a business for a commercial loan, and you see the status come back from the Secretary of State as suspended. What does that mean? Is that a concern? Should you hold off on this loan when everything else looks great? Well, we're going to talk about this more in this video. So it's really important that you understand the different statuses that each Secretary of State provides and what they mean. Today, we're going to walk through the statuses specific to a certain state, Connecticut's 8 business entity statuses you need to know. Number 1, canceled. The entity's registration or license has been canceled, meaning it is no longer authorized to operate in Connecticut. This status often results from administrative action due to non-compliance or voluntary cancellation by the entity. For lenders, this status indicates a high-risk situation as the business lacks legal authority to operate, potentially impacting its ability to generate revenue and repay loans. Now, let's proceed to number 2, forfeited. The entity has lost its legal status due to failure to meet certain statutory requirements, such as not filing reports or paying fees. The entity is no longer authorized to conduct business in Connecticut until it rectifies the issue and potentially reinstates its status. Lenders should approach forfeited entities with caution, as this status suggests financial instability or poor administrative practices, which could affect creditworthiness and operational viability. Number 3, active. The entity is in good standing, having met all necessary legal and regulatory requirements, and is authorized to conduct business in Connecticut. Active status generally indicates a lower risk for lenders, as it suggests the business is compliant and operationally stable, though further financial assessment is still necessary for a comprehensive risk evaluation. Now let's proceed to number 4, dissolved. The entity has been formally dissolved, either voluntarily by its owners or involuntarily by the state. It is no longer recognized as an active legal entity in Connecticut and cannot conduct business. Lenders should be extremely cautious with dissolved entities, as they no longer have legal standing to operate, severely impacting their ability to generate income or repay loans. Number 5, renunciated. This status indicates that the entity has formally renounced or given up certain rights or claims, possibly in the context of its business operations or legal standing. This is not a common status and may vary in interpretation depending on the specific context. Lenders should seek clarification on the specific rights or claims renounced, as this could significantly impact the entity's operational capacity and financial stability. Let's proceed to number 6, withdrawn. The entity has voluntarily withdrawn its registration or authorization to do business in Connecticut, indicating it has ceased operations in the state and is no longer recognized as an active entity there. For lenders, a withdrawn status suggests the business has intentionally ceased operations in Connecticut, which could indicate a strategic decision or financial difficulties, necessitating careful evaluation of the entity's overall financial health and operational status in other jurisdictions. Number 7, domesticated. The entity has changed its jurisdiction of incorporation or organization from another state to Connecticut. It is now considered a domestic entity in Connecticut, subject to local laws and regulations. While this status change doesn't inherently affect creditworthiness, lenders should review the reasons for domestication and ensure compliance with Connecticut regulations, as it may impact the entity's financial structure and operational practices. Let's proceed to our final status. Number 8, revoked. The entity's authority to operate has been revoked by the state, typically due to serious non-compliance with state regulations, such as failing to file reports or pay fees. The entity is no longer authorized to operate and must address the reasons for a revocation to be reinstated. Lenders should view revoked status as a significant red flag, indicating severe compliance issues that could reflect deeper financial or operational problems, substantially increasing the risk associated with any potential lending. All right, let's look at an example if we wanted to do something like this and kind of how Cobalt Intelligence can help you with this. This right here is an example using this API. Now, Cobalt Intelligence is an API first, where the idea is that you can get all this data via API and get it integrated right into your system. Let's say you search for this business, 109 Franklin RC in California. So we're gonna hit send, and this is what we get back. Now, the status is suspended FTB, and this right here, specifically for California, is the Franchise Tax Board, which means it's delinquent with its taxes in California. Not enough to be terminated, but enough to put it in suspension. So this is somewhat of a risk here. Now, this could be hard to go through because, like we said, there's 402 different statuses out there. So what you can do is use this normalized status where we go through and interpret these things and we mark it as inactive. And we're gonna put those as two different options. It's either gonna be active or it's going to be inactive. And so then you can programmatically, as you integrate this into your API and as this is processing through your software, you're gonna get a feedback that says, hey, this business is active or inactive and may prompt further note. So it can kind of take it down certain paths. Now, if I was building this, I would use that as, like I said, a programmatic decision maker and put it in the this needs questioning right here. If it's inactive, I'm gonna automatically put this in stipulations where someone's gonna have to go and follow up further. And then you could display this string of suspended FTB, and then your underwriters could go through and check it and say, okay, this is something we need to dig further into, and this, or maybe not, or maybe we just decline the file altogether. I hope this has been helpful for you to see how these different statuses in the state can really vary and how it can be different for you and impact your business. I invite you to try the Secretary of State API. We have a free trial that it comes with, so you can go ahead and try it out. We also offer paid pilots, so you can try out a big number of searches and see really if the data is something that can be helpful for you. I'm Jordan Hansen. If this has been helpful at all, hit that like and subscribe button. We will help you out with what you're trying to do. Thank you.